Welcome back to David Wickham RC and Projects. I'm going to show you my 29cc roving car, how she turned out. Went back over the front spindles again, and we put double 8mm bearings on here to give it more support, and we made smaller what you would call it spindles, and got everything kind of straight and everything on it. One of my hubs on the inside for the 8mm kind of got rounded out, and we had to end up JB welding the inside. Moving along farther to the car, I wanted to show you something that I was thinking about doing, and because it was a lot cheaper than the roving shocks. The roving shocks are anywhere from $50 on up, and thinking, man, this would be a lot better than those god-awful shocks. So we ended up getting these gas struts. They're 7-inch gas struts. We just took them down there on the bottom, down here, and that's a 6mm by 1 extended nut, and we just drilled a 4mm hole in the bottom of it and connected it to that. And these are 22 pound. You can get them in 17 pound, 15 pound, 6 pound, and these are 22 pound a piece. It gives the car a lot more better suspension in the back. It worked out pretty good. They come with mounts. They come with these round mounts and some square slotted mounts. We put the round mounts up top because they got these little band things on them like a regular gas strut does, and then we just hooked them down there. But these were only like $8 on Amazon for 2 versus $50-$60. Got the old King Roving motor on it. You know, one thing I noticed about this muffler, so on the inside of here that goes across these holes in here, there's a baffle, and I just figured out whatever size this was here, and we drilled the baffle out, so it should be a little bit more noisy, but should be able to get a little bit more exhaust flow and power out of it. That's the 5122 setup from Roving. They actually make a 4826. That's metal to metal. This is metal to plastic. Plastic and metal. And then another thing I was looking at when I took the engine out and I did the squish factor nailing on the head gasket and kind of looked at some stuff. This is an aluminum intake manifold, and I had a plastic one, and I mic'd my plastic one. It was like 13.51 or something, and then this one here was like 15.61, and this is a 997 Wolverine carburetor. So it used to have this little sound where it would be like, it would sound like it was starving, more or less, and it like, you know how the 2 strokes make that sound. Well, I haven't run it yet, but I think this figured it stopped my problem. It kind of maybe it was kind of acting like a restrictor plate, more or less. But I will say, we did put the orange chassis down on the bottom. You can see. So she's full on roving hooked up on the bottom towards our rest of our pan car. I am going to make a brace. It'll come off of here, over here and here. It's going to be over here. I just have to get by Arlo and get a piece of L piece for this, and we're going to put a piece over here to kind of make a brace for this. I don't know if I'm going to make a brace for the other side. May do that. I was going to make some other bracing out of this. We're going to put some bracing. I'm about putting some bracing right here. Put these braces right here on the front, from the battery tray onto the front, to kind of tie that in. So I thought about maybe going all the way back. Going all the way back like that, back there. But I really won't have too much metal to do that with. We can get some more at Arlo. I did make a new mount for the front brace finally. I've always said I wanted to tie this in, so I tied this in, and although it's still flexing, so that's why I want to tie this into the battery tray. All these here, I got rid of all the little hardware. We upgraded all the 6mm hardware here and here versus 4mm. All this is 6. So I mean, it's just coming up in the world. No more tiny hardware. Can't do that on a quarter scale car. Still got small hubs. We're going to eventually change these over one day. But yeah, I mean, for now it works good. As you can see in the one video, it really honked pretty good. The 8000 stall clutch worked pretty good. I am going to thinking about maybe getting. They have a King Roven clutch that's got the clutch shoes are actually drilled and they're lighter, and it's got a 10,000 stall spring in it. So we probably get that. I wanted to show you this metal gear I have here. There's the original stock gear, but it's a metal gear. I've had this thing for freaking ever. It's heavy, but I mean it's metal to metal. It ain't going nowhere. I think the reason why it was stripping out last time is because this front engine plate, I broke this bolt right here on the side off in this piece, so we had to get it on the vise. We had to get it sideways. I had to take the hacksaw and cut a slit in this on the top of it, kind of like a regular screwdriver type to get it out. And I had to heat it up with a torch real hot, and then finally she backed out and finally saved our clutch bell here. But this piece was all jacked up. It was all bent back and forth, and I had to straighten it. I think this is one of the main reasons why it was stripping out last time, because the engine mount on the bottom got loose, and I think, oh yeah, and I didn't have that mount too. I didn't have that mount. In there, we just had this front mount and we had the bottom mount. And I think that's why it got loose. The engine got sideways and started stripping the gears. But now, since this is on here, and I got all the mounts on the bottom, and then we're going to make this mount for it. Also, I don't think we'll have any more gears slipping. And everything's been blue Loctited too. So, engine, transmission, everything. We even blue Loctited that. That's blue Loctited this time. Still going to do that other bracing stuff. We're going to probably use more of this metal for the front down here for the bumper bracket. But I think I'm going to drill some holes in it this time, so that way if I hit something, it'll unload the shock here instead of unloading the shock in the rest of the car. And I'll take another set of those just in case, because obviously I can't drive. But yeah, it's coming along really well. I'm gonna eventually get a runaway kill switch for this, because I don't have one. We're gonna get another button stop for that, and we have been working on the GTI body. I put these pieces on it the other day. We did the windshield the other day, and today was a little up. We're gonna do the wheel holes. I'm just going to do some cutouts on the outside that kind of look like it's got wheels on it, and that'll look pretty good on when we do the mold for the fiberglassing. But I'm just trying to get it all stationary, braced up, everything on it. And we'll put the real heavy duty tinfoil on it tomorrow. And tomorrow's I think it's going to be my class day. We'll do the top and the windshield, and then the front hood first, and then we'll move to a side and do the other side. Then we'll do tie it in with it on the back side, and then we'll let it hang out for 2 or 3 days, and then we'll flip it over. We'll rip all the foam out of the inside, and then I have some mat. We'll flip it over, Once it'll be a tub, we'll flip it over, and I'm probably gonna see maybe we can get a whole bunch of beans or something, bags of beans or something, and put the glass in some bags and set the beans down in there, and that way it'll kind of mold itself to it. You can shake it around or whatever, and that way it fills all the nooks and crannies and stuff, and then you can just put your resin down on the bottom, glass the bottom side. I'm probably going to put a couple supports in here, because unlike this one I learned, you need to put some L's in it, because this one's kind of flimsy. I would use this one here, but it's too short. It's way too short. It's like 6 inches too short. But this was a good demo. I mean, I'll eventually use that on something, maybe an electric car or something. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. And I want to show you one more thing. Buddy Christian come over the other day, and they got the airplanes hanged up in the sky, and they're all level, so that makes me wonder if they're gonna fly pretty good. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, if you like what you see, like and subscribe, and y'all have a beautiful day, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Later.